They will immediately ask, because they are afraid to see you. So ask these 7 questions to narcissists. Questioning is something narcissists despise. They respond poorly because, in their perspective, no one has the right to inquire about their thoughts. If you attempt to delve into their inner world, it might unleash years of concealed emotions they've kept hidden. Certain questions are off limits. They won't provide answers, and instead resort to deflection or mind games. In this episode, we're delving into these specific questions. We'll be exploring 7 inquiries that narcissists consistently avoid answering. Intrigued? Make sure to subscribe and activate the notification bell to stay informed about all upcoming episodes. Before we begin, let me pose a question. Have you ever asked a question that irritated a narcissist or left them unable to respond? If you have, share your experience in the comments below. We're all navigating this together. Let's dive into the first question. Why do you exhibit kindness toward strangers? Do you mask your true self when engaging with unfamiliar faces? While many people see networking as a chance to be friendly and approachable, narcissists view it as an opportunity to manipulate their targets. They adopt a fabricated persona in an attempt to gain support, respect, and attention. Their tales are carefully crafted to elicit specific emotions, revealing the shallowness underlying their actions. The end result: the newly acquainted individual perceives the narcissist as a wonderful person, unaware that it's all a deception. Their conduct reveals that narcissists prioritize control over everything else. Have you ever observed someone close to you exhibiting this behavior? Share your experiences in the comments below. Now let's delve into the second question. Why do narcissists feel threatened by opinions, preferences, and thoughts that differ from their own? The crux of the matter lies in their need for dominance. Anything contradicting their worldview poses a significant threat to narcissists. They perceive it as a challenge to their authority over you, leading to feelings of discomfort. Narcissists desire conformity, seeking agreement, shared emotions, and adherence to their perceived best course of action. When you express your authentic self, they interpret it as a violation of their rules and a rebellious act. It appears to them as if you've betrayed their expectations by not adhering to their established norms. Their self-centered perspective prevents them from acknowledging alternative viewpoints, as they insist on everyone aligning with their wishes. Attempting to share your opinion or perspective with them is met with accusations of unfairness. If you try to impede their actions, they experience a diminished sense of control. Their efforts to alter or eliminate your uniqueness stem from a desire to alleviate the discomfort it causes them about their own identity. Moving on to the third question. What are some of your deepest pains and hurts? Posing this question to a narcissist often elicits a puzzled expression. They steadfastly believe they harbor no significant traumas or distressing experiences in their past. Convinced of their superiority over perceived weaklings, they dismiss the impact of past events on their psyche. Even if they acknowledge a negative occurrence, they downplay its significance, remaining oblivious to its lasting effects. Yet, should you scrutinize their behavior, they are quick to accuse you of interrogation and judgment. They remain unaware that their current abusive and harmful conduct directly stems from their past experiences. Convincing them that their challenges and hardships have shaped their present selves proves futile, as they adamantly reject any responsibility for their actions. Now on to the fourth question. Why is it impossible for a narcissist to acknowledge their flaws? Rather than admitting wrongdoing and taking accountability, they consistently deflect blame onto others. A thick defensive barrier prevents them from acknowledging any missteps. To them, discussing their mistakes would be tantamount to conceding that they are no different from anyone else, a notion they find unacceptable. In their perspective, they cannot possess flaws or vulnerabilities, as that would level them with us commoners. They insist on seeing themselves as superior, almost divine entities immune to errors. However, as we all recognize, nobody is exempt from making mistakes. It's incomprehensible that they fail to recognize the profound empowerment that comes with acknowledging their flaws and taking responsibility for their actions. Instead, they opt to belittle others and evade accountability, perceiving it as a display of weakness. Moving on to the fifth question. Do you believe there is a need for you to undergo any changes or personal growth? Posing this question to a narcissist is likely to trigger a vehement confrontation. They react as if you've insulted the core of their being. Acknowledging the need for change implies imperfection and a lack of complete control, concepts they vehemently resist. The mere suggestion of change activates their shame, unleashing its full force. In their perception, change is synonymous with vulnerability. It would be tantamount to dismantling their carefully constructed egocentric facade, a prospect they vehemently resist. Never suggest that the onus of transformation lies with them. They'll endeavor to convince you that you're the one at fault. According to them, you should be more compliant, speak less, stop asking questions, and simply allow them to dictate how they treat you. It's perplexing that they fail to recognize the universal need for growth and change, especially for fostering healthy relationships. However, their idealized self-image is deemed too essential to relinquish. Now on to the sixth question. Do you genuinely believe that your opinions are indisputable facts, surpassing those of everyone else? Let's be honest, narcissists grapple with seemingly straightforward decisions, such as choosing a travel destination or determining the correct political stance. They hold an opinion on every matter and staunchly believe that their perspective represents an unadulterated truth. It frustrates me that they refuse to seek alternative perspectives. Instead, they dismiss them as inconsequential and unimportant. Their sole concern is their own viewpoint, the only one they consider significant. Their self-righteousness stems from their grandiosity and the delusion of infallibility. They act as if they alone possess the correct answers, casting everyone else as in the wrong. Their sense of entitlement is so pronounced that they perceive themselves as superior to everyone else, insisting that they are the sole individuals of consequence. Examining another person's perspective is deemed beneath them. It's incredibly exasperating, and it's challenging to grasp how they overlook the importance of other people's perspectives. Their unwillingness to acknowledge viewpoints beyond their own stems from a fear that doing so would undermine their self-worth. Now onto the seventh and most pivotal question. If you harbor such animosity towards me, why you consistently return? Don't expect a candid response from a narcissist. They won't admit that they keep coming back for the supply they crave and can't function without. Yet they undeniably need you. Instead, they'll distort the truth, redirecting the focus onto you. They might claim, "I returned because I pity you," or "I hate to see you sad, and that's why I'm here." The truth is, they take pleasure in witnessing your suffering and dependence on them. It elevates their sense of superiority and imbues them with a feeling of power. They relish the emotional entanglement with you, reveling in the control they exert over you. It's all about the importance and power they derive from manipulating you. Engaging in the blame game and guilt-tripping, they accuse you of inhibiting their freedom and not letting go. However, in reality, they are more reliant on you than you were on them. They crave your support as if it were essential as oxygen. Narcissists recoil from questions that demand reflection or introspection. Their incapacity to introspect leads them to react defensively, making genuine conversation or connection with them an arduous task. It's a frustrating aspect that hinders any meaningful interaction. If you find yourself grappling with a narcissist in your life, keep in mind that you can't alter their behavior. The journey to healing must commence within yourself. Prioritize self-care, establish boundaries, and safeguard your emotional well-being. While it may be challenging, it is crucial. If you found this guidance beneficial, share your thoughts in the comments. Ensure you subscribe for additional insights and discussions on recovering from toxic relationships. Until then, focus on your healing and personal growth. In order to confuse the narcissist, and you can control him, this is how to deceive him. Are you tired of enduring the manipulative tactics and control of a narcissist? Ever wonder if there's a way to counter their strategies and come out on top? I'm here to provide the solutions you've been seeking, so stop second-guessing. Hello there. In today's session, I'll share with you 5 practical strategies to outsmart a narcissist. But before we dive in, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever tried to outmaneuver a narcissist? And if so, how did it go? Share your experiences with fellow survivors in the comments below. Ready for some actionable advice? These 5 strategies are designed to significantly enhance your effectiveness. Bid farewell to the feelings of being confined and controlled by the narcissist. Notably, the 5th strategy is the most potent and intriguing, so stick around until the end. Get ready to reclaim your power and outsmart those narcissists once and for all. Our journey together is just beginning. So hit that subscribe button, and let's kick things off. Let's kick off with the first point. If you've ever engaged with a narcissist, you're familiar with the ease of falling into their snares. It becomes a relentless cycle of positive and negative memories, ensnaring you in their grasp. Even though a part of you recognizes the toxicity of being around them, your heart yearns for them, if only for fleeting relief from the pain and turmoil they inflict. Despite the darkness that consumes them, you persist in justifying their behavior, holding on to the hope that there's some goodness within them. But here's the truth, my friend. This approach only harms you. Granting them repeated chances, getting entangled in their psychological games, and convincing yourself of their benevolence only leads to self-deception. This is particularly perilous when co-parenting or entangled in a legal dispute. To break free from the enchantment, you must see them for who they truly are, not the idealized version you wish for. Let's be honest. What you truly desire is harmony, cooperation, and respect, qualities they are incapable of providing. They lack the ability to perceive their own potential, or the potential of your relationship. Investing your energy in the futile hope that they will see it is draining. It's time to recognize that their true essence is the darkness you've witnessed, and everything else is a mirage. So take a deep breath and focus. If you're reading this, chances are you've endured the cycle of abuse with a narcissist. While it may be challenging to witness, certain patterns tend to repeat themselves. To comprehend how their malevolent actions have tainted everything, you must release the whole of blissful memories. Recall how they enticed you with an angelic facade, only to transform into a devil once they had you in their clutches. Once you see them as someone who doesn't have your best interest at heart, you gain the upper hand. Their charm and deceit won't mislead you any longer. If they exhibit cruelty or callousness in front of your children or during legal proceedings, it won't catch you off guard. You gain more influence over the connection as you embrace the truth and accept the narcissist for who they truly are. Knowing what to anticipate equips you to shield yourself from their manipulations. Remember, once you recognize the enemy for what they are, their ability to harm you diminishes. You possess the strength needed to break free from their grip, because your resilience exceeds your perception of it. Next point. To navigate interactions with a narcissist successfully, it's crucial to respond rather than react. Your strength lies in how you choose to respond to their manipulation. In essence, they cannot impact you if you maintain control over your emotions. Identify their tactics aimed at manipulating your emotions, and learn to respond in a way that denies them the satisfaction they crave. For example, consider an email from the narcissist filled with malicious blame and projections intended to induce mental distress. They're seeking a reaction, a form of emotional supply, and it's crucial not to provide it. Reacting by explaining, defending, or counter-blaming only fuels their behavior and drags you deeper into their web. Instead, adopt a strategic response. Quickly scan the email for essential information, such as the pickup and drop-off schedule for your children. Respond solely to those specific details, disregarding any hurtful remarks. Take a screenshot of their offensive email as evidence, should you need it in the future. It's time to empower yourself, my friend. Strive for a balance between your emotions and logic, avoiding reliance solely on your feelings when confronting a narcissist. Let your wisdom be your unwavering guide, and learn to master and regulate your emotions. This approach will turn you into a narcissist's worst nightmare. Moving on to the third point. Establishing clear and robust boundaries is essential when dealing with a narcissist. This isn't just a suggestion, it's a survival necessity. Trust me when I say that having no boundaries with a narcissist is equivalent to inviting trouble. Establishing boundaries with these individuals is undeniably one of the most challenging tasks you'll ever face. Nonetheless, it's imperative to make the effort. You're contending with an unruly force, and it falls upon you to rein them in. Let's face the reality. A narcissist is not only a significant annoyance, but also an enormous source of trouble. Give them an inch, and they'll take a mile. Granting their demands will never satisfy them, and expecting them to respect your boundaries is akin to beating a dead horse. If you allow them unrestricted access to your children, they'll turn up uninvited every day of the week. They'll treat your property as if it were theirs, leaving you with the illusion that nothing has changed, causing considerable unnecessary distress. Hence, set boundaries that unequivocally communicate which behaviors are acceptable and which are not. Ensure there are consequences for their actions. Be firm, my friend, as there is no room for leniency in this situation. If you're going through a divorce with a narcissist and share a child, it becomes even more crucial to establish clear guidelines on how they can reach out to you and the frequency of their interactions with your child. Identify the root cause of your challenges in setting boundaries, and take steps towards healing. Clearly state your position and strive to keep them at a distance. Moving on to the fourth point. Resist taking the bait. Narcissists thrive on playing the blame game, constantly deflecting responsibility to bolster their sense of superiority. Refuse to let their toxic projections affect you. When they attempt to blame you for something, resist internalizing it. Instead, reject and deflect by not taking it personally. It's crucial to recognize that their blame is often a confession of their own insecurities and shame. They highlight flaws in you to mask their deficiencies, such as dictating how you raise your children and creating elaborate scenarios to trap you. Resist the urge to explain yourself. Focus on parenting your children effectively, proving them wrong by living life on your terms. After all, how can someone so disconnected and lacking in self-awareness provide reliable feedback on anything? Bear in mind, never place trust in their perceptions, as they are distorted and entirely subjective. Their view of you is, in fact, a mirror reflecting their true inner selves. Rather than acknowledging their flaws, they derive pleasure from projecting them onto you. This brings us back to the initial point. Perceive the narcissist for who they truly are. Witness their disintegration as you see through their facade. Chuckle at their feeble attempts to control you and revel in the empowerment that comes as their manipulations crumble. With these strategies, the entire situation becomes amusing as their foolishness becomes abundantly clear. Now for the fifth point, the pinnacle of all insights. Leveraging their personality traits against them. Undoubtedly, this step is the most pivotal, yet can also be the most empowering for you. By assuming the role of an objective observer, you can maintain emotional composure while scrutinizing the narcissist's tumultuous emotions and dysfunctional behavior. This allows you to understand their patterns and predict their next moves. Armed with this knowledge, you gain a degree of control over their actions. However, let me emphasize, you don't need to adopt narcissistic traits to deal with a narcissist. Instead, identify their vulnerabilities and strategically use them to your advantage. For instance, you can leverage their desire to maintain a positive public image. Manipulating their emotions and exploiting their need for immediate gratification is what I refer to as a drip feed, and it can be highly effective. However, this requires thoughtful planning. Some may question whether this approach makes you a narcissist. In response, I ask, when faced with the inability to simply leave them, what other options do you have? Remember, the intention is not to harm them, but to safeguard yourself. It's about uncovering the truth and asserting your boundaries in a manner that aligns with your values. This process involves building emotional resilience and acquiring skills to manage your needs. So, take a deep breath, my friend, and let the healing commence. Share in the comments if you found this video helpful, and I'll catch you in the next one. Until then, continue using their vulnerabilities to your advantage and liberate yourself. Here are 6 ways to protect your child from the influence of a narcissist. Parenting with a narcissist can be challenging, especially when grappling with the difficult realization that the narcissist may not love your children as deeply as you do. This harsh truth must be confronted. The narcissist's concept of love is highly conditional, if it exists at all. Your children are viewed merely as extensions of the narcissist's self, existing solely to gratify their inflated ego. These remarkable individuals with their unique lives, identities, and desires are significant to the narcissist only insofar as they serve to garner attention and admiration. It is crucial to bear in mind that the narcissistic parents' expressions of love and care are centered around their own image. They remain oblivious to the genuine needs and desires of their children, resorting to any means necessary to fulfill their own wants. While attending to their children's basic needs, such as feeding and dressing, these parents fall short in providing a crucial element: genuine parental love. It's essential to understand how to shield your children from potential harm caused by a self-centered parent. In this video, we will delve into repairing the emotional damage inflicted by a narcissistic parent, navigating the complexities of co-parenting effectively, and, most importantly, ensuring the safety of your children. It's time to assume control and safeguard those you hold dear. Let's embark on this journey. Let's explore the profound impact a narcissistic parent can have on a child. A child's mind is akin to a blank canvas, and the imprints left during infancy shape the individual they evolve into as an adult. Coming to terms with being raised by a narcissistic parent can pose a significant obstacle to personal development. Trust me, I understand. Growing up with a father who exhibited malignant narcissism and a mother displaying covert narcissistic traits was profoundly damaging. Co-parenting with a narcissist is not an opportunity for fostering family growth or focusing on the children's development. Instead, it becomes an avenue for the narcissist to criticize you for escaping and standing up to their behavior. Co-parenting with a narcissist becomes a mechanism for them to make you tiptoe around them, drain you both financially and emotionally, and inflict lasting trauma. Not only do you bear the brunt of this mistreatment, but your children also become its primary victims. This is because the narcissist doesn't instill discipline, set boundaries, and instead indulges and elevates the children without genuine care. It's not love, it's a distorted ploy to convince the children that they are the superior parent and to inflict harm on you through your children. The resulting confusion, trauma, and absence of boundaries, discipline, and affection can profoundly impact your child's development and mental well-being. Breaking this cycle is imperative. In our upcoming video, we'll discuss how you can shield your children and undo the harm inflicted by a narcissistic co-parent. Don't miss it. Establishing structure and routine is crucial for a child's development, even when co-parenting with a narcissist. However, in such situations, structure and routine become contentious issues. The narcissist interprets the imposition of structure and discipline as a personal attack. They label you as oppressive for implementing norms, a daily regimen, and a general structure. When they are in control, there is a complete absence of any organized framework. Under their authority, children may indulge in whatever they please at any time. They are given access to frivolous food choices and allowed to neglect basic hygiene practices. Alternatively, they might be compelled to consume things they dislike, and overall, everything unfolds in a completely arbitrary manner. As a result, conflicts inevitably arise when you attempt to implement the necessary structure. Your children may not fully grasp your standpoint. It's not that you lack love for them or want to stifle their enjoyment. Rather, it's because you aim for their healthy and joyful development, necessitating the imposition of boundaries and rules at times. While it can get messy, this battle is essential. You must convey to your children that the rules and structure you enforce are not meant to harm them, but to assist in their growth. This proves challenging, especially when dealing with a narcissist who doesn't share your worldview. Rest assured, the struggle is worthwhile. In our upcoming video, we will delve into how to establish structure and routine while co-parenting with a narcissist, along with effective conflict management strategies. Don't miss out. I must emphasize that navigating this situation is incredibly challenging. In reality, the concept of co-parenting becomes an oxymoron in this context, because the narcissist isn't truly engaged in parenting. Instead, they're subjecting both you and your children to abuse, leaving you with the sole responsibility. Even the idea of parallel parenting is impractical because it presupposes that the narcissist is actively engaged in parenting on their end. However, the truth is, they're not parenting. They're merely sowing chaos and destruction in their wake. So how you cope with this chaotic situation? The initial step involves addressing your own wounds. It necessitates internal work, focusing on healing the wounds inflicted by the narcissist. You must learn how to stabilize your nervous system, rendering their reactive tactics ineffective against you. The greater your strategic acumen and calculated approach, the more effectively you can counteract their actions. Your strategic mindset introduces an element of unpredictability, making it challenging for them to anticipate your responses to their abusive tactics. By combining stability with strategic planning, you can break free from the cycle of abuse and cultivate a healthier environment for both you and your children. In the upcoming discussion, we will explore strategies for stabilizing your nervous system and developing a robust plan to navigate the challenges of co-parenting with a narcissist. First and foremost, establishing a safe haven for your children. Envision a childhood marred by the constant need for vigilance, stemming from the unpredictable and often abusive conduct of a narcissistic parent. Understandably, their nervous systems are perpetually on high alert, thrusting them into a perpetual state of fight or flight. You can serve as their sanctuary, a place of refuge when the external world becomes unbearable. In your presence, they should feel free to relax and embrace the innocence of childhood. It's crucial to grasp that their behavior around the narcissistic parent is merely a survival mechanism developed to evade punishment. The fear of reprisal outweighs their natural inclination to express themselves authentically, leading to compliance. Therefore, it becomes your responsibility to provide them with a space where they can unwind and recover from the trauma inflicted on their nervous systems. Only then can the healing process commence, allowing the scars of their childhood wounds to gradually fade into the background. By fostering a secure environment, you afford your children the opportunity to be their true selves and unlock their potential for future development. Secondly, recognizing the significance of attunement. Imagine being a child subjected to countless commands from an autocratic parent without any explanation or rationale for their directives. Such an experience would likely leave you feeling lost, frustrated, and yearning for understanding. Children of narcissistic parents endure this distress daily, fostering a heightened awareness of authority figures and their every demand. This underscores the importance of mastering the art of attunement, a crucial method for establishing a connection with your child. Initiate this process by genuinely seeing your child, both metaphorically and literally. Lower yourself to their eye level, make eye contact, and assist them in regulating their nervous system, which may be constantly in turmoil. The perpetual exhaustion and anxiety experienced around the narcissistic parent take a toll, manifesting in erratic and explosive behavior. Rather than aiming to discipline or punish your child for perceived bad behavior, strive to comprehend the underlying cause. Their unease might manifest through irritability, tantrums, or outbursts. But it's essential to recognize that such behavior is a reflection of systemic dysregulation stemming from their traumatic environment. Thirdly, embrace the role of the parent unattainable to the narcissist. Visualize your child hurling hurtful names like psycho, monster, and insane at you. It goes beyond being heartbreaking. It becomes intolerable. Unfortunately, for many individuals raised by abusive narcissistic parents, this is an all too familiar scenario. Rather than reacting with anger and punishment, your initial response should be attunement. Create an environment where they feel secure, discern signs of distress, and assure them of your unwavering support. Their emotions will be diverse, and you, as their parent, become the key figure in making them feel secure. Listen without judgment, allowing them to express themselves fully. For children of narcissists, their parent is often perceived as the perfect one, an idealized and mythical figure that doesn't truly exist. As their caretaker, you must balance this perception by playing the roles of both father and mother, ensuring they can freely express themselves without fear of reprisal. Granted, this isn't an instantaneous solution, but over time, your child will regain stability and turn to you for guidance. Consistently affirm that they are seen, heard, and loved while encouraging them to explore new perspectives and coping mechanisms. The healing process can commence, leading them towards a healthier and happier existence. Fourthly, demonstrate, don't dictate. As a devoted parent, your love for your child knows no bounds. Yet, what do you do when your little one decides to rebel over something as seemingly trivial as toothbrushing? It's tempting to succumb to frustration and yield to their demands. But deep down, you recognize that this isn't the most effective approach. Instead of resorting to authoritarian tactics, consider engaging them in a conversation. Share informative videos illustrating how neglecting dental hygiene can lead to oral diseases and other health issues. This embodies the essence of connected parenting, which eschews strict rules and authoritative dominance in favor of expressing love, kindness, and respect. It's crucial for your child to comprehend why brushing their teeth is essential and understand the reasoning behind your request. Express your concerns in a gentle, positive, and nurturing manner. Emphasize that your intention is not to wield authority or demand blind obedience, but rather to prioritize their well-being. Establishing trust through such communication is a potent force. Maintain the connection by actively listening and attempting to see things from their perspective, all while imparting the knowledge and care necessary for them to lead happy, healthy lives. Encourage and empower them, fostering a lasting, loving, and genuine bond. Fifthly, challenge their distorted beliefs. As a parent to a child of a narcissist, you've witnessed firsthand how their beliefs are frequently distorted by the relentless flow of negativity and criticism from their other parent. Messages like "you're unlovable," "you must be compliant," and "your emotions must be suppressed" undermine their sense of worth and mental well-being. To counteract the damage inflicted by their other parent, it becomes your responsibility to directly confront these distorted beliefs. You must embody and exemplify opposing values, offering safety and security when needed. Gradually, you can construct a reliable safety net for them to lean on. This essential work demands significant effort from you. Equally crucial is establishing clear boundaries, while consistently modeling impeccable behavior. Provide your child with the stability and security they crave but have never before experienced. The key lies in helping your child understand that alternatives exist, that there's a better way to exist, founded not on control or dependence, but on mutual respect and affection. While it may be a challenging journey, the presence of loving parents can make all the difference. There's still much more to explore, and if you're interested, there's an upcoming workshop that can support your efforts to be there for your child. Register for the workshop now and continue your unwavering commitment to providing your child with the life and affection they deserve. Sixthly, attune, listen, and foster safety. Are you ready to create an environment that fosters the growth and recovery of your child? It won't be easy, but the effort will prove worthwhile. Through attuning to your child, listening attentively, and meeting them where they are, you can actively support their development. This approach allows you to build a relationship founded on trust, respect, and understanding. With this trust, your child can embark on a journey of growth, shedding limiting beliefs. The narcissistic parent may struggle to provide such security and consistency. This is where your pivotal role comes into play. You can serve as the unwavering support they need, the source of stability that empowers them to evolve into the individuals they are meant to be. This journey is not solely about them. It's also about you and your own path to healing. By addressing your own traumas and challenges, you'll be better equipped to assist your child with theirs. I hope this episode has shed light on crucial concepts and techniques for enhancing your child's environment. If it has, please share your thoughts in the comments section. Don't forget to pass on this episode to others who may be facing similar struggles. Let's continue the path to recovery together. They will immediately ask, because they are afraid to see you. So ask these 7 questions to narcissists. Questioning is something narcissists despise. They respond poorly because, in their perspective, no one has the right to inquire about their thoughts. If you attempt to delve into their inner world, it might unleash years of concealed emotions they've kept hidden. Certain questions are off limits. They won't provide answers, and instead resort to deflection or mind games. In this episode, we're delving into these specific questions. We'll be exploring 7 inquiries that narcissists consistently avoid answering. Intrigued? Make sure to subscribe and activate the notification bell to stay informed about all upcoming episodes. Before we begin, let me pose a question. Have you ever asked a question that irritated a narcissist or left them unable to respond? If you have, share your experience in the comments below. We're all navigating this together. Let's dive into the first question. Why do you exhibit kindness toward strangers? Do you mask your true self when engaging with unfamiliar faces? While many people see networking as a chance to be friendly and approachable, narcissists view it as an opportunity to manipulate their targets. They adopt a fabricated persona in an attempt to gain support, respect, and attention. Their tales are carefully crafted to elicit specific emotions, revealing the shallowness underlying their actions. The end result: the newly acquainted individual perceives the narcissist as a wonderful person, unaware that it's all a deception. Their conduct reveals that narcissists prioritize control over everything else. Have you ever observed someone close to you exhibiting this behavior? Share your experiences in the comments below. Now let's delve into the second question.